Cork City. A city full of life, a city full of music, a city full of talented individuals waiting for a chance to shine their light. Walking through this city, jazz bands, harmonicas, and singers brighten up the busy street. But where are the rappers? I wanted to find the Cork rappers, so I went down to Ground Floor Studio in the city centre. The studio is a free studio open to all to use. Rappers come here to record vocals and beats to kick their career off the ground. Once in the building, there is a waiting room with a black skirting board that covers 60% of the wall. The rest of the wall is slapped on with purple, green and orange paint. There's a great vibe in the room with young people rapping over instrumental beats while others playing FIFA on a PlayStation 4.
I wish I could rewind time so I never face so many obstacles. It's like my dreams are fading. People always hating, also understanding the list of overthinking, stressing over nothing.
Upstairs there's a stage with a band called 5 O'Clock and a rapper called Olympio, who were practicing for a gig for the keynote. I asked a few rappers, why do they do what they do?
I became a rapper basically. I was 15 and rap music was always a big part of my life, and when I was in secondary school I got the opportunity to work on a rap project, a drug awareness project with Gary McCarthy, GMC Beats, who's huge for the hip hop scene, not just in Cork but in Ireland in general. So on the back of that basically I wrote my first song from that when I was 15, and I just started going to the workshops that GMC was working on around the city, and I just started making more music, and now I'm doing it full time basically. So
why did I want to? I didn't plan on it in the start. I just kind of messed around with a few of the lads, just kind of freestyling in like sitting rooms and stuff. And then I was making like one track every like 6 months, like just kind of throwing it out, putting it on Facebook or something, not really taking it very serious. And then I just kind of got the feeling that I wanted to actually start making money off it when I realised how much money can be made off it. And if it's something I like doing, I might as well keep doing it and try and make money at it. So I uploaded a song last November, and it was my first one to actually do fairly decent. It's at like 6 or 7k on YouTube, which was a lot for me because at the start I was only getting like 100, 200. So it was when that one did fairly well and I got a good response off it that I decided to start taking it more seriously, and I've been dropping like one song at least every month.
First I started listening to a lot of rap music, like the shout out to Logic and With Larry. They're my two inspirations. I listened to them a lot, and I just kind of got into writing from just going through like phases in my life and stuff like that, like I kind of wrote emotional music first from like relationships and like going through breakups and stuff like that, and then I started talking about my own life and like things I go through, like just trying to live, trying to find happiness and stuff like that. And I just kind of got into it and eventually went to the Cabin Studio in Knocknaheeny and the Hutton Grana Braher, and there I kind of found guidance, and like shout out to GMC as well. He helped me a lot with just kind of finding my flow, and then I made my first song, Let You Go, and it all just kind of kicked off from then.
It was actually my brother got me into it, because when I was young I actually hated hip-hop. I was more into like gospel music and like Bob Marley and stuff, because that's what my dad and my parents listened to growing up. So then when we came to Ireland, my brother was into like DMX, Eminem, Exhibit, and then 50 Cent and The Game. So I got into those at an early age, and then I expanded, started listening to like Lupe Fiasco, then Kanye West, and then that's kind of how I started rapping.
Yeah, run it. Don't you wanna be a popular kid?
Pull up to your crib, see you going silent.
Lyrics and beats go hand in hand with rappers. Do rappers produce their own beats, or do they outsource instrumentals?
I don't produce the beats, but I do write all my lyrics myself. I venture off with kind of Irish producers such as Mankey from Clare, who works heavily within the Limerick scene, and Pacino Brady, who's a local producer I know well in Cork. So there's a good mix of producers who I can work with now. Speculative Fiction makes beats as well. I did spend a lot of time writing to YouTube beats on Pure Creation. A lot of the beats are from YouTube, but I'm starting to kind of get more involved with more local producers.
100% I write my own lyrics. As for producing my own beats, I'm getting there. I'm making a lot of beats lately, but for my own stuff at the moment, I like to leave it in the hands of people who know what they're doing. So I'm very fortunate to know some very good producers. There's one in particular I'd like to mention, Pacino Brady. He's making some serious waves at the moment. Some of the stuff he's doing with Cash, and he's a good hand in the cabin as well. So I personally I haven't made any beats in my own tracks yet. I have beats and they will be on my album, but for me now, but yeah, I write all my own lyrics. I look at it like I wouldn't want someone to raise my child, so why would I want to raise someone else's child? That's how I look at my lyrics, like they're from me, you know. So
I write all the lyrics. I don't make the beats. I have a guy who does that. His name's Oja. Shout out to Oja. He makes some insane beats, and he's living in Cork as well. So I actually have a tattoo on my shoulder with his logo on it, and it's me and a few of the boys that he makes beats for have the tattoo.
The thing is, people don't see me as a serious artist because of how I carry on in songs and stuff, you know. I don't take myself 100% serious all the time. Sometimes I do when it comes to production, but I don't take artists, you know, who don't produce their own style or come with something unique serious. To me, they're just clones. But, you know, that's just how I feel. I'm untouchable when it comes to actual making hits, but I don't ever care about writing bars or whatever. That's like homework to me. I never wrote a bar in my life. I just come up with it on the spot. I look quite manic actually. What I do is I make a beat and then I'll walk in a circle coming up with a catchy hook, and then when I actually like rap on the beat, I'll just come up with lyrics on the spot.
He's like a tiger, like prowling around the room.
Yeah.
Just waiting to come inside.
Yeah. Well, I made like all the beats in like a week first, and then the next week we went and recorded all the songs, and then we just went on the trip and recorded a video everywhere. And so basically it only took maybe a month and a half.
It looked like a lot of work, like damn,
yeah, we
got it done in a month.
We did everything in the moment, but that's kind of how you like to work as well. You know, we did one take. We just kind of did
I don't
one
like
take
really
of each
sitting
thing.
on stuff or whatever. Kind of, if I do a song, it has to go out that day or what, so I can move on to the next thing and not have old energy hanging around.
Yeah.
All about the new.
What I'm doing right now is I have one song out at the moment which is produced by Ashton Foran. It's called Counting My Blessings. That's the only song I've made so far that's on like an original beat that was given purposely to me. But I've been using YouTube beats for a while, but I'm planning to collab with more producers in the future, just because I want to be able to have more rights to my music, and especially if going forward, if I want to put music on Spotify and all that kind of stuff, I will have to have permission to use these beats and use them for profit use, not just non-profit, for just for going forward, like, you know. I think that's the best way.
Hold on to me as we fall to the sky. Back up, yeah. I don't wanna be too late.
These days I can't get out of bed, all the negative thoughts run around in my head. I feel like I'm going insane, but will I wake up and feel no pain?
Beef between artists grabs a lot of attention for young rappers, but for some, the beef can be too much to handle. In late September, Ronic and Treacy started fake beef to grab more followers on their social media platforms.
Hey, fuck Ronic, fuck Trash Life, and Kivy, you little bitch, I'll deal with you later on the song. Just wait for it. And you got 24 hours to reply to this shit, or else it's fucking irrelevant.
Sorry, no, Oja did it though.
You started rapping before me, saying that you're the greatest, title of the best in Cork, till I came and replaced it. People don't care for your music, they just crave entertainment. You just climbing up on Instagram, posting a lot of spam, thinking you're famous. But who the fuck am I to talk? Only started in 2016. At least me, I write my own music, ain't stealing for money and beef, but that ain't your only theft. See you're a repeat offender. That was a nice looking young Jay, but Captain Conan did it better.
I'm about to roast your ass and every single nigga that's coming after you, nigga. What the fuck? Bow, you killed yourself. We need some answers, boy. And I made you delete that diss track off of YouTube, bitch.
Yeah, I started rapping before you. They all know I'm the greatest, but don't make me put an X on your head like to make it temptation. I tried feeding you chicken like a white boy, knew you couldn't taste this. And everybody knows about your boyfriend, you keep hiding in the basement. And we know about them girls you use just to cover you ate dick. I'm sorry, Treacy, you're a fake bitch. I was dodging bullets like the Matrix.
Here is what happened.
Okay, from my own side, I'm gonna keep it fairly short because it got very dragged out, and the whole thing kind of got like got too much attention and started going the wrong way. But it started off as like kind of a promotion thing. We were like, oh, let's just kind of see who can make a better diss song on the other person. and then a lot of people took it really seriously, and a lot of people didn't like it. Like there was a lot of people that know me that were like getting really angry at him and vice versa. So then eventually there was a couple issues that I won't get into the details of that made the beef actually turn real, and me and Jay had a small bit of bad blood. I kind of over exaggerated a small bit on it, but we both kind of knew what was going on, and eventually we just kind of squashed it. I saw him in town only a week or two ago, and I just kind of had to talk to him about it, and we were like, yeah, just end the beef. There's no need for it. We might as well just kind of support each other coming up. So I'm actually going to help him shoot a music video after this.
And did you get much benefit out of that?
Yeah, we both did. I gained like a couple hundred followers and a couple thousand views on my songs because of him, and he gained a lot of my fans as well, because we would have different fans. He would have slightly more, but mine would come from different places, and because I wasn't always just into rap, I was into a lot of other scenes. I'd have people from different scenes kind of listening in as well, that were actually keeping up with everything and checking him out as well.
Oh yeah, that story is mad because like it's not really beef. It was fake. Everything was fake. Even the after fight and all of that, everything was planned. So none of that was real. Me, it's like basically because I'm on Instagram a lot, yeah, like 24/7. I was promoting. I was doing fake beef with this guy from Dublin because I know that like people are gonna believe it and they're gonna be like, oh, let me tune in on this. I wonder, is the beef real? Like none of it was real. And then Treacy said he wanted to join, so I let him join because like obviously he's a friend. Like I was like, yeah, you could join, whatever, like let's send diss tracks to each other. So he wrote a diss track, and the diss track was nice, and then I responded, but I was nicer, and he got very offended over the diss track, and then like he nearly took it serious, but then it just wasn't serious on the end. You get me?
Yeah.
He wanted to join the wave, but then he got lost in the wave because he couldn't swim.
Other rappers have a view of beef as well.
We don't like anybody, to be honest, but we love everybody as well.
Well, I love the beef.
That's kind of what we're like.
Okay.
I built my career off beefing with different people, but you know, once it doesn't get too serious and people start bringing family into it or whatever, like if you're going to diss somebody, diss the individual, once you start bringing in family and stuff, that's when it goes to a whole other place. But I think beef is healthy enough for a scene, and I think I'd like to see more of it, to be honest. I think people are too nice to each other in Cork.
Yeah. It's nice to see it as opposed to being involved in it, you know. Again, we see where beef escalates. Like, you want to go back 22 years ago, like, you know, two of the best in the game got slayed over it. So is egos bashing, is it really a good thing? If it helps the other person get a bit of a leg in the door, by all means, call a fella dipstick, do you know what I mean? But like, it's something that I don't look for myself personally.
I think it's a part of the culture, and I don't think it should be like looked down upon so much once it doesn't get too serious. I think it's competitive sport, so you know, I think it's good to have that.
Lord, it's been a while since I reminisce my thoughts, and I'm blessed, God, I'm blessed.
It's impossible not to have haters when trying to be a star. Not everyone is going to like your style of music you produce. But how do rappers cope with the haters?
I don't know, it's kind of, I'm over the hate. You know, I built my career off hate. I've got all kinds of comments or whatever on YouTube, as you saw with the previous moniker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really mind hate. Some people, they'll love one thing you do and then hate the next. I think that kind of gets to me more than just people that straight out hate from the get-go.
I don't... Like, I have haters, obviously, but they're not gonna say anything to my face or to my comments or anything like that, because I just don't care. Like, even you can hate on me now, you can say, oh, you're just chatting bullshit. But anyways, yeah, you could be saying you hate me, all of that, but to me, I don't mind. I don't really care about things like that. I don't really look at negative energy, do you get me?
Yeah.
I'm all on that, like, positive vibes and stuff like that.
I think beef has a pretty important history in hip-hop music. I think lately, like if you look on Instagram and stuff like that, it's all beef. Like I just seen this morning Soulja Boy screaming about Tyga and like all this kind of stuff that be going on. But I think like one way it's publicity, it's entertainment, do you know what I mean? It's like people are always drawn towards drama. So like the way I see it is like if you're an artist who wants to get big and popular, you're probably going to get yourself involved in the beef. You're probably going to do kind of outlandish things just to get your name out there. But I feel like as an artist, if you want to grow and just kind of build an organic fan base, you don't really need beef and stuff like that. Like me, as an artist, even as a person, I'm not really I don't like conflict at all. I try to avoid conflict by any means. But if an event happened where I would have to step in, mainly if like something happened to one of my friends or like someone said something about my family, then I'd kind of have to do something about it. But like I'm never looking to start beef. I'm never looking to, you know, cause conflict. So at the moment, I do think that if you want to get your name out there, beef is a way to publicize your music, but at the same time you don't really need it. Like, and it is good for hip-hop in a sense that like if you're going back and forth with diss tracks, I think that's really cool. Like we seen earlier or later, like last year now, we seen MGK and Eminem go head to head, which was crazy. Like we had the Kill Shot diss track, but then like you see guys and they're just shouting at each other on Instagram Live. I don't really see the purpose in that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's not really a prospering scene in Ireland. There's like a few artists here and there that kind of make it big, but it's not like they're part of a scene. They're kind of comedy, like, you know, Versatile or, you know, the Rubber Bandits even, you know, they're different. Like there's not really a prospering scene. There's kind of people in the underground, and that's why it's kind of ridiculous when people just hate on certain artists. It's like everyone should support everyone. Even if they don't like their stuff, they should still be posting about, because you never know when you're going to need someone to return the favour.
The way I see it is, if I was in a beef, or like, I do kind of get a bit of hate. It's not really hate, but like, you know, like people do kind of like, there's the odd comment or like the odd laugh react on Facebook and stuff. But the way I see it is like, if you can get 50 likes or like 50 positive comments and not reply to them and reply to that one hate comment, you're doing something wrong, because you shouldn't give the negative attention energy. Like you should always, like, you know, just focus on the positive things like that. Appreciate your supporters and stuff like that. Like, fair enough if someone calls you out and something like that and you feel it's right to respond and prove your point and, like, you know, defend yourself, that's the right thing to do. But like the way I see it is like a lot of hate comes from jealousy, and a lot of people just like aren't, even like the new wave of rap, like everyone's like, oh, mumble rap is so bad, but like what is mumble rap? Like I listen, like I think like most rappers I listen to these days say their words pretty clearly, like, so I don't think that like people or artists should really like be too caught up in hate and negativity. They should just focus on like what they have going for them and what their supporters are saying, rather than like their critiques, I guess. So
wants me to say I love her and she's the reason I'm living, but sweetheart, right now all I see is green like it's night vision.
And together, if we riding then together, if I like her, you know I'ma go and get her.
Langer, use a fucking langer. Spanner, use a stupid langer.
Social media is an ever-growing platform and seems to be the place for young rappers to enter the rap scene. Ronic, a young upcoming rapper from Cork, has over 12,000 followers on Instagram alone, and tells us how important social media is before becoming a rapper.
I built up a fan base before I started rapping, and that's why I'm at the place where I am now. Do you get me? To get booked and to have social media following and all of that stuff.
Social media seems to be the key place for young rappers to get their name out.
Me and my friends, we don't use Facebook anymore. It's only Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I don't use Twitter like that because I don't think it's that popular yet in Ireland, in my case anyway.
Yeah.
But Instagram, Snapchat, the best place to do your social media things.
Honestly, like I don't really have like a method. I kind of just, you know, post on Instagram and you know, hopefully people press it, and if they like it, they share it. But also definitely try to get blogs to cover it if possible. I've been on a few blogs, so like a lot of them will kind of cover me whenever I release music, because I've met them personally before, so it's kind of like connections and stuff, really.
I'm finding joy in skills and craft, cause true happiness can be found in
Jesus Christ. What she looking at my eyes, says she done it right. You ain't got it lying, no, it's part of time. I might push a line, yeah, she wait in line. But you rappers way too fast, I'm it.
If love is vision, I'm in love. If you're my kid, then I'm in love.
Many rappers have different views on the opportunities for young rappers in Cork City.
Nah, not really. Nah.
No, I really don't. In Dublin, yes. In Cork, it's getting better, but there's absolutely nothing. Like, if you're trying to get a gig, it's nearly impossible.
I think it's definitely starting to pick up now. I think it was kind of stagnating for a few years.
Yeah, no, the Cork City is like one of the best cities, I think, for the music.
Well, the Cork rap scene right now is buzzing.
But things look like they might be picking up with a new festival announced called Outsider Festival, which is hosted by Outsider YP in Cyprus Avenue. I got to speak to him and asked him how he set up the event and why he set up this festival.
Definitely, I hope to do way more stuff. It's just, you know, it is costly though, so it's something that's like you have to really think about and plan out. And you know, thankfully I was able to get a lot of artists because I know them for years. So you know, you can get prices down a little bit. You can, you know, call in a few favors. But I think definitely I'd love to do like way more stuff like this. I want to do like an event like every month if possible, just to showcase like a bunch of young talent, because I think this is probably my last year in Ireland and I want to like leave it at a better state than I found it in before I kind of move on.
I asked artists, are they nervous about performing on stage?
Every single time. It kills me. I want to run away, but I know if I run away I look like an awful wally, like, you know. I do it for the buzz. I know I'm getting a little bit easier, better at it, and it doesn't get any easier. I just get more confident with how I approach it. The other week I was doing a gig in Dali with some of the best artists and poets you could find in Cork, and even at that I was dancing on tables, I was rapping like a mad thing, but my knees were fit to buckle. You know, I was just, my palms were sweaty. Mom spaghetti, do you know what I mean? I was the whole cliche. So like, if I'm up there like strutting my stuff with confidence, just know like that takes me a lot of work.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. The fear is natural. Fear is a motivator. Like, you know, that's fight or flight syndrome. Like, do we sing or do we shit ourselves? We sing, because, you know, I can't be doing that for the artistic credibility. Like, crapping myself on stage. So I do it probably for the buzz. Yeah.
Not anymore. You still get a bit of butterfly sometimes, but after the first few shows, definitely you get used to it, and like you lose all feelings when you're on stage. You in that moment, and you lose yourself to it.
Walking up to the door of Cyprus Avenue, the rain had fallen heavily earlier in the day with a slight chill in the air. The city was very much deserted because of the weather. Once inside, an artist named HLYWD opened the Outsider Festival. This was his first time on stage.
Yeah. We have an amazing lineup today. JLOL, Punchy, Rex, Outsider YP, myself Hollywood. Of course, we got Pharii, GB. We have Kestine. You know what? Let's just get this started, man. It's gonna be an amazing night. Yeah, I'm spinning. Yeah. Girls like you got me intoxicated, got me intoxicated, got me outloaded, like you.
His performance was electric and really set the mood for the rest of the show. Acts that followed him were Pharii and Outsider YP.
I had a plan, and you was not in it. If everything was start again, I could be back like I'm breathing, I could be back like I'm living, I could be back like I'm even, like I'm in love with ghosting. Growing like a little flower, I guess I'm brittle to the outer swallow. And if it can't no obsession, only think we're in my team and the pressure. It's just a name I won't be chasing.
They really controlled the crowd and added to the atmosphere in Cyprus Avenue. Olympio was up next and really created a collective environment by including the audience in the act. Olympio jumped off the stage and started rapping on the dance floor with the crowd. He really had the audience cheering after his set.
How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling though? Wait, no, I don't like the energy right now, guys. How y'all feeling? Yeah, that's that shit.
Kestine contained the momentum of the show with his incredible performance.
Make some noise. Make some noise. Hey. Stepping back for that remix. Shoot the net and I feel rich. Burn a bright like a phoenix. Look around yourself, I need Jesus.
Ronic appeared afterwards and performed it with his new group NXT. He rapped the entire performance without his shirt on.
Yo, yeah. Too many man don't try, too many man don't fail, too many man on the wall. I shoot like I was them.
After Outsider Festival, another rap event appeared on my radar with Local as Mint in Spailpin Fanach. This event was run by Lab TV and hosted by Bubba Shakespeare.
Witness, witness, witness. Come on, I can't hear you. Witness.
During the first performance by Rubik, one of the audience members joined in the performance, Blues Music.
Everywhere we go, oh, we go with the flow. Everywhere we go, we go with the flow. She's spoken, never lost a notion.
Some of the acts at the gig were their first time on stage, such as Witness and Wheezy. Both rappers are very nervous for their performance, with twiddling their thumbs before jumping on stage.
Yo, shout out to all of everyone here for making us happen tonight. It's an honour to be here. I'm pretty nervous, but I'm going to do my best anyway.
But once they got on stage, they really owned the stage.
I am such a motherfucking disgrace. I just feel so displaced. I'm fucked up in this place. Gonna be taking it back. Gonna be with a brand new track.
Treacy entered the stage and Bubba Shakespeare introduced him.
Alright, everybody put your hands up in the air. Everybody put your hands up in the air. I want you to think nothing but loving thoughts. I want you to think nothing but connectivity. I want you all to think that Tracy's not going to send you off. He's dressed like a ref. Alright, I don't want to undermine him because he's a fucking beautiful man. Alright, hands up again everybody, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Let's get a clap going.
Rap scene is full of talented people with different styles. The scene is ever growing and beginning to flourish out as Cork begins to build a community of rappers with clubs, pubs and even galleries getting involved in the scene. It's a scene you want to get involved in.